Hello you guys, alexab.alchemy here for your weekly card pull. Today I'm going to be doing a reading actually for the entire month of May. This reading is designed and channeled specifically for all of my Cancer. So if you have a Cancer sun, moon, rising, and or north node, this one is for you. I do have other videos for the other signs, so please, when you're done with this one, make sure that you go and check those ones out if you want more clarification or more information about how to navigate this month. So my dear Cancers, every single time I do a reading, if you're new here, welcome. All of my readings, I like to start out by asking the same question, which is what guidance or perspectives might be helpful in this upcoming chapter or this upcoming season. So for the month of May, I have 3 card decks open right now. I feel like I'm going to start my pull with my Moonology deck. So that is going to be this one here. So my dear Cancers, as noted, the first question I'm going to ask the cards for you guys today is what's going to be useful for you to keep in mind, perspectives, information, etc. Especially, we're in spring season right now. Something to keep in mind if you haven't already tuned in with another of my readings this month. May is, we have Taurus season, and then we're moving into Gemini season. So the first half of May is going to be in Taurus. Second half of May, the sun is in Gemini. So we are navigating a lot of energy that's asking us to ground down, to slow down, to figure out what is sustainable, to put some plans into place. Collectively, we're all kind of experiencing that. We move into Gemini, a lot of themes of communication, sharing how you feel, expressing what you feel, how you feel it to the people that are in your life. And also, final thing to keep in mind as I'm pulling these cards, we are in the middle of eclipse season and Mercury is retrograde until the middle of May, so there is some turbulent energy. Some of you may be experiencing some shadow work, some old demons coming out to play, things that you haven't really maybe looked at in a while that you thought you cleared out. If they were coming up right now, it's completely okay. The past is here to be a reference point for you, so if that's coming up, you're not doing anything wrong. It's completely okay. Like I said, this is just part of the process of learning how to navigate and deal with cycles. And because we're in Taurus season and it's all about setting a path and laying foundations, some of those old things are really just coming up for you to understand what worked, what didn't, and what do you want to continue to carry throughout this next cycle and this next chapter. So my dear Cancers, for you, let's see here. I have a few cards in reverse and I have some upright, so I'm actually going to start with the reverse cards and then move into the upright cards. No, I'm going to start with upright and then go into reverse. Cool. So I have 3 cards that I pulled upright for you guys. The first one is New Moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. Okay, so your level of confidence, my dear Cancers, is going to be very important for you for the month of May. The way that you feel about what you bring to the table, especially like the level of value that you carry for yourself, it's going to be very important. It's going to affect the way that you show up. It's going to affect the energy that you bring to your conversations, to your negotiations, to your work, to your life, to your partners. Anyone that you are involved with in your life is going to experience you through what you are presenting. And if you are presenting this level of confidence, that's going to help you to be really successful in the long run. So I would definitely recommend cultivating a sense of confidence or spending your time and your energy on things that kind of boost that inner spark that you have for yourself. I also pulled for you guys the full moon eclipse card, which tells you that conclusions are within reach. So as noted, it is eclipse season. Sometimes it can feel dark. It can feel like our path has a shadow on it. We don't really know where we're going. Maybe there's some confusion. Again, maybe some past stuff, some challenges. If any of that feels resonant for you, just know that there is finality to this chaotic time. Eclipse season is not forever. Again, the past will come up periodically for us to examine it, re-examine it, use it as a tool. It's kind of like a rearview mirror. You use it to understand what's going on behind you, maybe what happened, but you're not going to drive your car based off of your rearview mirror. So try not to let it control you, and just know if you are feeling like you are lost in the sauce, things are dark, you're confused, there are answers coming your way, especially towards the middle of May. Mercury goes back direct May 14th, I believe. So specifically around that time, things might become a little bit more clear. Touching on that same theme of confidence, I also pulled for you guys the full moon in Virgo card, which comes with the message that you are good enough. Virgo energy is the energy of refinement. The shadow side of Virgo is perfectionism. So if you've been experiencing some perfectionistic tendencies or perfectionism in the way that you are approaching life, again, you don't have to be perfect. I had this amazing quote. I think CoStar honestly put it on my radar a few weeks ago, and I love it. And unfortunately, I'm probably going to misquote it, but the general gist of it, which is really powerful to me, is that it is far healthier for you to be confident and imperfect than it is for you to be insecure and trying to be perfect. So no matter what's going on in your life, if your attempt is to always be perfect, if you are trying to be perfect all the time, that's probably going to get in the way of your confidence. Not to say, oh, you're not perfect, but like no one is. So it's okay. You're in the shoes that you're in right now, my dear Cancer, is for you to love yourself with all of your flaws and your insecurities and also your perfections and the things that make you feel good about yourself. We all have things that make us feel good about ourselves. We all have things that we're like, I don't really know how to feel about that. And it's completely okay. That is normal and that's a part of life. This month of May, though, my dear Cancers, confidence is going to be key. Now, some other cards I pulled for you. I pulled 4 cards in reverse, which is basically like upside down. So I pulled the 3rd quarter moon in reverse, which says that adjustments are required. So in this time, you may have put some things into play that maybe they're not working out so great for you. We are in the month of Taurus, so this month is all about, or this season, I guess we're about halfway through now by the time I post this, but Taurus season is about figuring out what is sustainable. So some things that you've been trying may not work in the long term, and if that's the case, you are not failing. It does not say anything about your value or your worth. It's completely okay. It's just these things are here to show you what's working and what's not, and what will work long term and what is just not working long term. And so you may find that there are some things that you will just need to adjust, some paths that you may need to pivot a little bit on. It doesn't mean you have to completely, your whole life's not going up in smoke. You don't need to burn it all down and restart the whole thing. But some minor adjustments and tweaks may be helpful for you, especially if you're feeling like you're stuck in something and you're like, I don't love this and it doesn't feel 100% good and I don't really know what to do about it. Little adjustments, little tweaks, little tiny tweaks. Doesn't have to be a big deal. I did also pull for you guys in reverse. End of a tough cycle approaches, the full moon in Capricorn energy. So definitely some cycles ending, there's some old stuff that you guys are walking away from. I also pulled your North Node or North Node card in reverse. So North Node is all about moving towards the things that kind of pull you out of your comfort zone. So your South Node is what is comfortable for you. If you are super into astrology or if you want a natal chart reading, please reach out and let me know. But wherever your South Node lies tells you about maybe who you were in a past life or even at the beginning of this life. It's kind of like the energy that's your comfort zone, which is okay. And it's important that you have that. But also, sometimes you need to step away from that comfort zone in order to grow. So I do feel like for some of you, maybe your tough cycle was you being stuck in this like old version of this past version of yourself that you are releasing or have let go of. And that's beautiful because it's opening up a lot of space for you moving forward into this next chapter. I did also pull for you guys the new moon in Sagittarius card, also in reverse. So in the upright, she looks like this, which says that luck is on your side. I love this card. Again, because it was in reverse and the adjustments are required card was in reverse, I feel like you have a lot of good opportunities and they're there for you. And I think it just requires like a little bit of fine tuning and a little bit of tweaking, which again, have confidence with that. It's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. It just means like maybe you just need to make a few little tiny adjustments. So I'm now going to ask my Sacred Creators Oracle deck, what are some of the adjustments that you need to make or some areas in your life that you're going to be wanting to make adjustments? Things that, maybe those tiny tweaks, if you're like, I don't even know where to fucking start. If you're like, there's so much going on, it's chaotic, I don't even know. Let's just see like what the cards want to say about this. So I pulled Diamond and the whole deck. Okay, your subconscious beliefs is definitely a thing. Boundaries is a thing. Emotions is a thing. Okay, so first one coming up, Amethyst. This is all about anything that's under the surface, your subconscious beliefs, family patterns, the things that you are carrying that maybe you don't even know that you're carrying. If you've never done any kind of like EMDR therapy or any kind of, what is the word I'm looking for? Like brain, like neural rewiring your neural pathways, that's it. Any kind of work, hypnosis, that like deep kind of like trauma work or that deep self work, I feel like for some of you, that is going to be a really useful place to start. For some of you, not the best place to start, but definitely a good place to finish. So I think only you're going to know like where that's going to lie on your journey, but there is definitely a piece of that that might be useful to look at. I do feel like boundaries is really important here. This kyanite is really, really loud for me. Also was pulled in reverse. So maybe this is more of an internal thing. I feel like some of you might just have kind of like loosey-goosey boundaries with yourself. Maybe you're not, excuse me, maybe you're not staying true to your word. Maybe you're not moving in the way that you promised yourself that you would move, or in the direction that you thought that you would. And I kind of just feel like for some of you, it's going to be really important to maintain those healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries does not mean impenetrable walls that no one can get through. It also doesn't mean that something is super porous and anything can go in and anything can go out. So understand, what are your beliefs about your boundaries? How are you enforcing those? And what ways can you kind of work with that? And I feel like, I honestly feel like boundary work, especially subconscious, maybe even it could even just be like, what are you letting into your space that you're not even aware you're letting into your space? Like little habits, like TikTok, Instagram. Are you scrolling mindlessly? Are you spending a lot of time on things that you don't really, really care about, that aren't actually fulfilling for you, but they're taking up a ton of your time? If that's the case, work on your boundaries, you know? Make space for the things that matter and close out space for the things that really don't. I also pulled for you guys Moonstone, so getting in touch with your intuition, your excuse me, your inner knowing, spirituality, that kind of more like watery. I get a lot of like Pisces out of this one, so if you know any like Pisces or have ties with Pisces energy, for some of you that might be something to look into. But definitely be aware of what your intuition is saying. Also dreams, doing like any kind of dream work. If you're having really vivid dreams right now, log them, journal them, research them, reach out to me if you have questions. Like, look into what your subconscious mind is telling you. Again, with the amethyst, there is definitely a big theme of your subconscious mind. I feel like that's kind of where you're gonna want to be spending a lot of time, is what's going on in the subconscious realm. I also pulled for you guys Obsidian. So this card is kind of about like self-reflection, knowing yourself, understanding yourself, also in reverse. So really spending time getting to know who you are, how you feel in this chapter, because we change, we grow as people, we evolve. If you like hung out with your kid and you always assumed like, oh, my kid is the same person as they were when they were 2, yes and no, we all develop, we all grow. So you have to also treat yourself accordingly and realize that you are a shifting and evolving person, and that deserves to have space. So make sure that you're giving yourself that space. Again, kyanite, boundaries, give yourself space. I feel like that is really, really important for some of you. Maybe you need to get away from family came through, or just like people that feel like they're taking away. Like if they're taking up too much space and you don't have any for yourself, that's a dynamic, hun, that you're probably going to want to shift. All right, I know there's a lot of cards here. So a couple of final little notes. Anything that's challenging for you, I pulled Diamond in reverse. Anything that's challenging for you right now, if it feels like it's requiring a lot of your courage, a lot of your strength, a lot of your energy, you are building yourself. You are building a stronger, more beautiful, more durable version of yourself. So just have faith in the process. It's not necessarily going to be pretty the whole way there. But in the end, any trials or challenges that you are facing are ultimately creating a path for you to become your best and strongest self. So have faith in that throughout this upcoming month. Going back to the last cards that I pulled, or the last deck, the New Moon in Leo, confidence is key. You are enough, Full Moon in Virgo. I also pulled Spessartine Garnet. This card is all about letting your charm and your charisma bleed through all of your actions. Letting that, like, you want that side of yourself, like that piece of your power, to kind of ooze into everything that you are doing. So really bringing that piece of yourself forward. I feel like your big themes are like subconscious work and bringing who you are forward. And that might be like a little bit scary or a little bit intimidating for some of you. And if that's the case, that's totally okay. Okay, so finally, I feel like I'm gonna have a coughing attack in any second here. I'm so sorry. I've been sick like all week and just trying to do a rating. All right, so I did pull for you guys Hematite. A lot of themes of grounding. Again, especially this is like the beginning of the month, I feel like, for a lot of you. Really grounding into who you are, grounding into your space, getting reconnected with the earth, reconnected to this level of like practicality. There's a lot of earth energy with this card. So if you're feeling a little bit like lost in the sauce or lost in your emotions, spend some time in nature. Spend some time with the earth, my dears. Spend some time getting comfortable with the world that surrounds you. I feel like environment is like a really big theme for you this month, Cancers. I feel like the environment that you put yourself in physically, emotionally, socially, it is going to be pretty indicative to how you're going to show up. And again, like putting yourself in situations that make you feel confident, putting yourself into positions where that confidence can come forward. Not that you put yourself in situations that are easy all the time, because it's not what I'm recommending. But allowing yourself to also be involved in things that make you feel good about yourself. It's okay to feel good about yourself. And I think a lot of you need to feel good about yourself this upcoming month. Final two cards that I pulled for you, my dear Cancers. I pulled for you guys in reverse the card of Chris Kola. This card has, excuse me, really big themes about speaking your truth and heartfelt communication. In reverse, I don't feel like this has to be a thing that you're sharing with other people. I feel like some of you just need to fucking journal. Like some of you just need to write out how you feel. You can absolutely share this. Like speaking your truth and sharing it with the world is really important, especially the second half of May when we move into Gemini season and Mercury goes direct again. Opportunities for communication are going to really, really open up. So take advantage of that if it feels good, if it makes you feel sunshine, if it makes you feel excited about sharing yourself, especially if you have Leo placements. Share that shit. But if you don't feel like that resonates with you, take the time to at least express it for yourself. Write it out in a journal, create a piece of art, write a song, do something in the creative realm to bring forward and to communicate in some way what you've experienced, what you've grown through, what you have learned. And this is something you do for yourself. It's not something that you do to teach other people. It's not something like, this is an act of service for yourself right now. Being in reverse, this is all for you. So definitely keep that in mind. And finally, my dears, Aqua Aura Quartz. This card is all about connecting to purpose, and like from like a renewed sense of purpose. So maybe for some of you feeling a little bit of depression or like some kind of like, or like a lull. And this is a really beautiful time. This is a really beautiful month. I mean, we are in springtime, flowers are blooming. Like this is a really beautiful time for you, my dear Cancers, to get back in touch with this level of like wonder and awe and excitement about life. If you've kind of lost touch with that, allow yourself again to be in situations that are going to bring forward this pep in your step. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you maybe have just like kind of darkened your mood or darkened your experience of life, and if that's the case, it's completely okay. But my Cancers, I do feel like it will benefit you significantly to open up to life's simpler pleasures and happier joys. Okay, do I want to do a tarot reading for you guys? I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the tarot deck, and we'll see what she has to say. So my question for the cards, what is one thing that you guys will want to or need to remember when the going gets tough, when things feel challenging, when things, especially that Diamond card is coming through again, like if you feel like things are challenging, what is one thing you need to remember? Oh, okay, well, we got three. So, I pulled for you guys the Emperor. First and foremost, this is like king energy as fuck. So you run this bitch, for lack of a better word. Like you are running your life. This is exciting. I also pulled for you guys the Fool card. So I know that sounds insulting, but like there's a lot of newness right now. There's a lot of like new, exciting things that are opening up for you. These new channels, potentially new opportunities. Everything that you are experiencing right now, per that Diamond card, again, is really coming through strongly for me. I think the one thing you need to remember is the essence of the Diamond card. Any challenges or trials or anything is ultimately helping you to become this person. It's helping you to become your strongest self and your most beautiful self, and that is such a gift. So there's definitely this really powerful masculine energy that you can bring forward and you can lead with, and that doesn't mean you can't also have the more feminine qualities, the softer side, the emotional side. You're a Cancer, you have emotions, we know it, it's okay, you know, those are allowed to exist. But the newness that is coming through for you, like You are the one that has the authority to decide whether or not you're going to move forward with certain things. You're the one that's calling the shots here, which is beautiful. Finally, I did pull for you guys in the reverse the Three of Wands, and this card can acknowledge a level of like playing small, or maybe like some unexpected delays, things that are kind of like keeping things feeling a little bit shrunk. So going back to that message of confidence, if you are feeling like this is the case, just know like that's also a part of life, that is part of the human experience. It doesn't dictate who you are. Again, Emperor card, like you, at the end of the day, you are the one that's ruling your own experience. So this is a very empowering time. This is a very empowering season for you, my dear Cancers. Excuse me. But when you are experiencing, or if you are experiencing any setbacks that are telling you that, you know, you can't do things, or experiences that are kind of like throwing, I feel like with the Fool card, I feel like some of you might get experiences that you're like, I didn't expect that. I don't even know how the hell to handle that. It's okay. Like, you do know how to handle it. Maybe not mentally, maybe not cognitively, but like spiritually deep down somewhere, a piece of you knows how to handle this. So have confidence. Again, lead with confidence. Have confidence in yourself. Have faith in yourself and what you're able to do and what you are capable of. That is going to give you the strength to actually pull forward and make those things happen. So my dear Cancers, I love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have questions on anything, please reach out and let me know. You can send me an email. Reach out to me here, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere at alexab.alchemy. I do these readings. I try to do them every single week. I am doing a monthly reading for all of the signs. So if this was helpful, subscribe to my channel, leave me a little thumbs up or a comment below just to let me know that it resonated. It helps to encourage me to continue doing these and to continue putting out this kind of content. And finally, if you haven't already, as noted, please make sure that you go check out the readings for your other signs if you want more amplification or clarification on anything that I shared with you today. Thank you guys. I will see you guys on the next one, and I love you so much, my Cancers. Have a good one.